Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today, this is the making video for pattern 647 over on friendshipbracelets.net. And this is kind of interesting because it's primarily only a 4-color bracelet. So that silver that we just started with and this yellow basically are only at the ends. And there is one silver knot in the very, very center of the bracelet. So I changed up the pattern so that way there'd be a larger diamond in the middle just to make it a little bit different or interesting. And I don't know, I think that basically worked out pretty cool. But yeah, there's only really the 4 colors. So there's like this kind of an orange. It's kind of light. It's not like a bright orange or anything. I'm trying to think of like, there's a word for that. I don't know. Then there's the red, then there's the chartreuse, and then there's black. Those are the primary colors of the whole bracelet. And so I would say it's probably the red and the chartreuse that are probably used the most, followed by the orange. And as a result, those strings are much shorter by the time we get to the end. But once again, because I cut my string in thirds, there was plenty enough to be able to have the tassels and everything. It worked out just fine. And to be honest, like those colors got used a lot more. Yellow and of course the gray hardly touched at all. So those are really long. So when it came down time to doing the braid, I paired the longer strings with the other longer ones, and then those short strings got paired together, which made braiding up the tassels at the end a whole lot easier, a lot faster. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of speed, this whole bracelet took about an hour to make, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's average. We know that, you know, a 12-string bracelet for me is about an hour in time. Not really surprised either, though, because it's sort of along the same lines as the arrowhead that I really like, except for it just keeps being stuck in one spot. It doesn't trade out and let the next color come into the thing at all. So you'll see me basically segmenting this in a way where it sort of just kind of ebbs and flows, which is really nice when it does this. You do out the right side until that can kind of go no further, and then you switch over to the left side. That works out, builds it all up. You go until that goes no further, and then it's back to the right. It's really therapeutic in a way that makes this kind of pattern kind of fun. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a beginner's bracelet because of the amount of the zigzags in there. But if you were kind of getting into that, though, you feel like you're ready to do zigzags and whatever, maybe try it, because it'll definitely test you. It'll definitely show you, you know, if you have the consistency or not. The other thing that kind of trips me up when it comes to a bracelet like this is making sure that I know how many repetitions it has. So one of the bonuses is I have a timer because I record my videos in 30-minute increments, and I know it's an hour bracelet. So I know that as it's getting closer to the time running out, that I'm probably getting closer to the center of it. So that was a little bit helpful, but there's like 7 of the dots before it hits to the center diamond. So you might see me a couple times in there going to, you know, and counting them out to see if they're done or not. But yeah, overall, fun bracelet, fun design. I don't know if adding the yellow did anything really for it. It's there at the beginning and then again at the end. I don't know what else I would have put in there instead of that. Like, I mean, I guess I could have done like a red or the Chartreuse or one of the strings that gets used a lot, I could have put that color in there in case I was fearful of it running out. But again, because I have my strings cut long, I really don't have that problem. I don't have to worry about it so much. But yeah, I mean, since the gray and the yellow don't get used much, I could have put that towards the two colors that do get used a lot. I suppose that would have made a lot of sense. It would have definitely changed up how the center looked. It would have been a different dot inside of there, I guess. But again, I just thought I would kind of go with what seemed interesting. Oh, and that's the center, which reminds me, I need to thank my YouTube members because the end of these videos come quickly and I often forget. So thank you guys so much for making this channel what it is. I've been working on things like getting better audio, and we recently just put in a string order that will basically help me to have a string to make bags for the live streams for the rest of the year. So that's a little bit exciting for me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that coming in, and I let Mandy help me pick the colors for that, and what she has picked out look outstanding. It really is going to be a fun rest of the year with the number of bags that we're going to produce. So yeah, kind of excited. So now we're past the halfway point. Instead of it coming one direction, it's going the other direction, except it basically works completely identical. There is no difference between the top part and the bottom part. Here, excuse me. It turns out that it's the same flow. The only difference will be at the end when the chevron hits that that goes in a different direction. So you also might notice I keep working closer to the clip because this has so many zigzags and it's so whatever. I want to make sure that the work comes out consistent, and the best way to do that is by working closer to the clip. I didn't realize though when I was working on it that the clip was out of view, but it's only just out of view. So yeah, I kind of really like this though. I really did like this one, and I think I definitely picked some cool colors for it. Granted, I think any kind of a fade, you know, like a 4-color fade would work, and I don't think it necessarily had to have black diamonds. I think that could have been a cool purple. But I don't know. I just, when I was setting it up, I just thought that having a black string there would be kind of neat. Trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to let you guys know about. Like, there's when put on the spot, my brain tends to go a little bit blank here. So I think we're getting near the end. Although because it's been shifting upwards, I don't know how many dots there are. I can't count my way through this one. So, but yeah, it's really fun. If you make your own and you want to share that with me, you can do that via Discord. We have a whole little server where you can share your works in progress or your completed ones or whatever you got going on. Oh, it is the end. Here it is. These are the chevrons. Yeah, you can share it over there, and a bunch of people will have a look at it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Also, it gives you like the schedule for the live streams and stuff over there, so that's kind of cool. I think that's about it, guys. I really do appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much. That definitely helps out. And Yeah, if you haven't already, hit that like button. It really helps the whole algorithm to say that my videos are cool or something. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.